Hey, orchid people, welcome back to El Pilar Orchids, where we're gonna share a little frustration today with the catasetums and a little bit of joy as well, hopefully. Well, actually, but before that, your orchid maintenance tip of the day. When looking at the orchids and what's happening, Phalaenopsis hieroglyphica growing some nice new roots right now. And you can see there's some like green root tips coming out from the media right there. But when looking at this, oh, and the oldest spike is now starting to die off. It has two other spikes that it's holding. Anyway, now is the time to repot this. So if you're looking at your orchids and you're like, when should I repot or what? Maybe I can't even get it out of this bucket. It's normally easier to get out. All right, so you can see the media. Hi, Porky. The media is dark and we did water yesterday only, but it is holding water a lot more than I wanted to. Now it has some good growing roots down there, so you can see a lot of nice green growing root tips. It does look healthy, but if we don't change the media out soon, within, I would say, I don't know what kind of timeline from this point would be good, but now is the time because of all of these growing root tips, and hopefully we can get it to sit more upright in the pot. Otherwise, we're gonna have some, minimal root growth down into the media, more aerial roots, and it's gonna get a bit trickier. So yeah, that needs to really be done. Oh, an update from last week. Maybe potentially with some Schilleriana pollination attempt with the Phalaenopsis. This is the Phalaenopsis, and the one on the right is kind of looking like maybe something is happening, but I don't know. I'm not very confident. The attempts with the Tetraspis green haven't done anything, so I think both of those failed. So yeah, so it goes with trying to pollinate orchids in your living room. Um, Meanwhile, Project Fal YouTube, the Tetraspis green crossed with Jermaine Vincent and reciprocal cross. Yeah, got a couple nice capsules on the go. There you can kind of compare. These were both pollinated at the same time, and the one on the left is clearly a lot smaller. Doesn't really, it's not doing much. It did kind of turn green in the beginning, and now it's just stalled. So when you compare, this one clearly looks like a much better prospect for good pollination and seed growth. Anyways, now to the somewhat frustrating things, the catasetums. On the positive side, we have seen a lot better growth in most of them. So the canes are bigger than previous ones, with the exception of the macroglossum. So this is the species Catasetum macroglossum. The cane is fatter than the last year's one, and well, actually, that was last year's one, and this was from a couple years ago, I'm assuming. So it's a lot bigger, which is good, but it's kind of short and it really stunted when it stopped growing. It just like squeezed, pinched off there at the tip instead of growing nice tapered cane. Anyways, not sure there. But yeah, the pseudobulbs, canes, whatever they are, and catasetums. The SVO black pearls, they're also bigger than last year's canes, which is great. That's a positive sign. The other exception to that is one of the hybrids we have. Kind of pulled the tag out early so you could read it. And yeah, this one, it was the smallest and slowest growers. It kind of has these like much narrower leaves. I hope that's normal. Anyways, it is kind of looking also a little bit spindly compared to last year's growth. So that one didn't get any bigger, unfortunately. But also on the unfortunate side is none of them spiked at all this year, and I'm quickly losing hope that our fall to winter bloomers like the black pearls, I feel like I should have probably already seen signs of spikes growing, and there are none. They should kind of come out from like, I'm gonna pull the tag like down there at the base. So it should kind of, I believe, I would anticipate a spike down from that side and on the other side, and on all of them, there's nothing. Same with this. The macroglossum is supposed to bloom like late fall or in the fall, I guess, late summer to early winter is what the guidelines say, but also no signs of any spikes coming out at the base of the new cane. So nothing from that. And I would assume that the hybrids should have bloomed sometime throughout like the middle to late growth season, although I don't know, so I can't say, but also neither of these have any signs of spikes. So we really threw everything we had at them this summer. Like we grew them out on our balcony in much higher light, and we watered them much more frequently, to the point where like we were trying to water every day. And sometimes, yeah, like it was going every couple of days, so perhaps that, like their lack of water, was part of the problem. We fertilized them a lot more. And yeah, we brought them in, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, like a month ago, we started to transition them inside, and they've been full time inside. We have cut back on the watering, started, well, and fertilizer. So in, let's say, like late October, we started reducing fertilizers, and now we're reducing watering to a couple times a week because they're inside and in the window of the bedroom. So it's a south facing window. They get a lot of light, but I feel like with the reduced air movement, probably they don't, they seem like they stay wet longer, and they aren't growing as actively now. They're starting to go into dormancy. So yeah, cutting back on the watering, and we'll probably completely stop the watering here in another month and a week. So maybe at New Year's, we'll probably not water. That'll be like our last watering. So that's what we've been doing to go into dormancy. We're going to keep going with that part because they grow great vegetatively. Again, all have bigger canes this year. I was really hopeful, and now I see the hopes diminishing. Anyways, yeah, we really appreciate all of our supporters and like our subscribers. We're over the 200 subscriber mark, which is awesome. So thanks to you guys for joining our club here at El Pilar Orchids. We would really appreciate any tips or feedback on these guys. Obviously, we had some bugs, like they get a lot of mites, which of course they're known to do, and that perhaps has also something to do with why they are not blooming. I don't know. If you have any more insight for us and maybe something to get us over this hurdle to get them to flower, that would be awesome. So thanks for any feedback, guys. We hope you are having a good one, and we will see you back here at El Pilar soon.